Okay, so for today's project, I'm going to start working on getting the walls prepped for insulation and my paneling. Now that I have a back door in that's functional, put another coat of paint on the back, so that's drying there. The way these U-Haul box fans are set up is they have these boards here. I've already removed all of them except for this one here. And the way they're set up is there is a plastic spacer, and the bolt goes right through the wall of the van, and then there's a plug on the outside. Here's one that's removed that has a threaded female in there. And those, fortunately, are all staying put. They're not turning as I remove these. That can happen because of the age. So these boards are all going to come out, and I'm going to utilize every one of these holes and these bolts. I'm going to save all these and put in vertical boards here. So that will give me 5 along each long wall, 2 on either side of the door up front, and then 5, of course, on this side as well. So I'll use those boards that I'm going to place there to place my insulation in between. Then I'll have something to tack my paneling to, and then I'll probably put an outer strip of board outside the paneling going through this same hole. I believe this bolt is long enough that I'll have all those 3 thicknesses, the inner board, the paneling, and then the outer board. And then I'll have something to attach cabinetry and stuff to. So that is the plan. We're going to see how all that goes. I have used as a model, there's a couple, actually one guy in particular on YouTube that did a box van this way. So I'm kind of using his system that he used as far as utilizing all these old holes. So that is the plan. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so today it is time to work on insulation. Got a couple panels fitted here. So it's nice that the space between these boards here is just less than 2 feet, and these are 4x8, so one sheet of this foam board, get 2 panels filled in there. Should work out real nice. So we'll get these last 2 cut here. This is my problem spot where I stripped out one of the nuts there, so I'll probably hold off on this last piece. Here we go, another day of working on the box van. Today is window install day. This is a little bit of a stressful task here, but I am going to have a RV cargo trailer window installed right here. Got mapped out exactly where I want. I'm going to leave a little space above for some shelving or a small little cabinet, and pretty much centered in the van here. This is where my bed is going to be, so it'll be pretty much dead center of my bed. And then I will do one on the other side, right over, well, dead center too, so it'll be kind of right over my little kitchen area. Roof vent fan is going to be right over here, off to the side, so it's right over the stove where I cook. And that is the current plan. So we're going to see how this goes here. Oh dang, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna go the other side. Hey buddy.
Hi.
Putting the windows in. One of these feels like it's kind of stripped.
Uh-oh.
Unfortunately, but it is on the bottom.
The bottom's doing pretty good over here.
Okay, this one's caught here.
That's good.
Okay, I think we're good. I think we just installed a window in this box van. How's that seal feel? Feels compressed? Nice. Okay, the window is installed. I went around with some sealant as well. So I believe that's gonna hold, hopefully. It's a little sketchy of a process. Just kind of trust in those screws and the trim ring there and hope it all holds. But it looks good. I'm really happy with the placement. We'll step back here. And I think that's going to do it for windows. Just the one window on each side. And then I got the nice big wide back door, so at camp can put a screen up in the door, have the windows open, plus with the roof vent fan going, should get some good air in there. Happy with it. Okay, it is roof vent time. So I am going to go off center this time in installing my roof vent. It's going to be right over my kitchen area. I figured that'd be better for exhausting when I'm cooking. So we're going to see how that goes. Still got room for solar panels up front, and then another solar panel in back if I want to. So I'm going to get drilling, drill my starter hole, and use a metal jigsaw blade, cut around. Oh, thank you. My thing worked. Okay, the hole is cut. Making holes all in my van today. So I'm going to go down with the butyl tape around the edge. I already set the fan in to test fit it, so we're moving right along. I'll get that in with the butyl tape and then go around it with some sealant at all the screw heads and around the perimeter. All right, went in with some Dicor. Sure you guys will make fun of my messy job here. Stuff isn't the easiest to work with. Not like the silicone, you can just smooth it out. All right, we've got ventilation in one window. To wait for better weather. We've got rain next few days, so let it clear up and test for leaks in these. Okay, so today's project has been working on a kitchen counter. That's where I'm going to have my stove installed, and some shelving for my kitchenware stuff, and food, propane tank for the stove. It is a royal mess in here. I am storing stuff in here as well as trying to build. It's made it challenging, but went ahead and glued some Reflectix to the wheel well there. The kitchen unit's going to sit right on top of that. I'm actually probably going to have my vinyl flooring go up and cover that as well. So I've been working on assembling, cutting and assembling the kitchen counter setup. I measured this all out, custom built it, and we think we've pretty much got it finished. So it is going to be test fit time. We'll see how it goes. Okay, and we're coating everything with water-based polyurethane. This stuff here, it's interior water-based, satin finish, just to give it a nice sealing and kind of a smooth finish, make it easier to clean, although there'll probably be some covering over this. And then this is going to be the countertop, although I'm going to have a big portion of this cut out for the drop-in stove, but I'm going to save the piece that we cut out because that'll be kind of a cutting board cover that I can use to cover up the stove. So let this dry real good, get the other side, probably give it a few coats. Okay, so yet another day working on the van here. We're getting up, trying to get an early start. This is what we're working with this morning. I tried to do some organizing in here last night. It's just amazing how fast it just gets messy. And this isn't all my stuff. I do have stuff under the bed here. And unfortunately, I've got stuff stored in Bill's garage and in his house. I've kind of been trying to organize and go through that, but the biggest challenge I think is that I'm going to need to bring some materials with me when we roll out of here. We're probably going to wrap it up here in the next couple days. I will nowhere near being finished, but that's I just don't want to overstay my welcome here, so we're going to move on and do some adventuring, and then hopefully find another place where we can continue the work. So this is kind of where we're at. What my goal is before we leave here in the next few days is to get the kitchen unit finished out, the stove mounted in. This is the Dometic stove. It's a drop-in stove here. See if we can prop it up there and show you about where it's going to be. This will sit flush with the countertop. I've got to make a template, and it really is only going to sit up the thickness of this rim here. So it sits very flush in the counter. Takes up a little space below it, of course, but I think it's going to work out really good. Alright, so fortunately in the manual for the stove, they gave me the dimensions. They did not give me a template, so I had to make my own. So I went ahead and cut that out of cardboard, placed it down, measured out exactly where I wanted it. I had to make sure to give myself plenty of room for the gas fitting in the back. And then I wanted a little bit of space on one side here and the majority of the space over here. So I think that's going to work. A little space in front as well. So I am going to go with that and go ahead and cut this piece out here. drop it in there. Got my fitting there to get in first. Hey, look at that. That looks nice. Gives me a little bit of wiggle room there to get it straightened out, but I think I am happy with that. All right, we got another warm, humid day working on the box fan. We've been here at Bill's place in Tampa, Florida for about 2 weeks now, so it's time to just find a cutoff point and wrap things up. Got a lot accomplished in this 2 weeks. We've got the back wall in, a functioning door that seals. We've had some extremely heavy downpours. No leaks so far. Did have a couple leaks in the box fan itself at the seams, so I got up on the roof and die-cored most of the roof, so seemed to have put a stop to all the leaks. Had an issue with the window. I ended up getting some cheap windows off of eBay that I will talk more about. Would never ever recommend these or purchase these again. They are manufactured to leak. They're just extremely cheap, and you get what you pay for when it comes to windows. So I am currently not having any leaks. I had to do quite a bit of patchwork on this, install the window upside down, but so far it is not leaking. We had extremely heavy downpours yesterday and it's holding tight. And yeah, wrapping up on the kitchen unit here. Need to get this all screwed down. This is just still some test fitting in there. Got the stove set in there and some shelving. We got a bottom shelf and a middle shelf there. Eventually we'll probably have a drawer here and some other things, but for now, again, we just need to find a cutoff point. Ceiling paneling is up. Got one more panel to install here that's sitting on the floor, and I'm going to try to today get the pass-through door worked out, get some hinges on it so it's functioning. And then got the bike rack set up. The bike is going to be hanging on the inside of the van here on the back wall. There will be a divider wall here on the kitchen unit, so there is some separation between the garage area and my cooking area. So that wall will go all the way up to the ceiling, and on this side of it I'll be able to utilize that wall for like spice racks and such. Doing the same on this wall, and it's very possible I'll have maybe a half wall, about half the width of the counter here, going all the way up to the ceiling as well. That will give me more wall space for more spice racks and such, storage for food items, utensils. And then the fridge is going to be over here. This is all going to be the next project. Battery bank, desk, and some sort of slide out for my fridge. Got my solar panels in. They are still stacked on my bed here, so the bed is not functional other than for storage. And I've got a lot of junk in here. Again, this is just one of those deals where I'm realizing how much stuff I have. I need to downsize and pare down. So hopefully I can do some of that here before we leave, and then each stop from here on out. I just need to get rid of stuff. I've got too much junk, stuff that I don't use, stuff that I think I'm going to use but I really don't. So that's where I'm at. We're going to try to wrap things up. We'll check in when we get finished up.